In today's video, I put together my personal list of 5 crypto projects I think are worth paying attention to right now in Q2 of 2026. These are not your obvious picks. No Bitcoin or Ethereum. I went deeper than that. Projects with real fundamentals, real catalysts happening right now, and actual reasons to be excited beyond just price action. So let's go through them one by one. First on our list is Injective. Injective is a layer 1 blockchain built entirely around financial applications, trading, derivatives, real-world assets. The whole network is purpose-built for that world, which means it runs extremely efficiently at what it does. 25,000 transactions per second, instant settlement, and 0 gas fees on trades. And right now, a lot is happening all at once. Binance US launched native INJ staking this week and the token jumped 40%. Coinbase added institutional futures access. A spot ETF application is at the SEC. And Injective just announced a developer partnership with Microsoft expanding across Asia. When this much lines up at the same time, it is worth paying attention. Number 2, Sui. Sui comes from a team of engineers who previously worked at Meta on their blockchain project. When that got cancelled, they walked out and built something from scratch. And the result is one of the faster growing layer 1 networks in the space right now. The core idea behind Sui is parallel transaction processing. Most blockchains handle one transaction at a time in sequence. Sui processes many simultaneously. So instead of waiting in line, everything moves at once. That gives you very high speed, very low fees, and an experience that developers and users actually enjoy building on and using. The network sits at a nearly $12 billion market cap, $1.4 billion in daily volume, and $1.2 billion locked in DeFi accounts. Gaming and financial applications are growing on it steadily. Worth mentioning though, Sui had 2 network outages in late May, adding up to about 9.5 hours total, which knocked the price down 8%. That is a real thing for a network at this stage. The growth underneath has not stopped, but reliability is something the team needs to sort out. Get that right, and the upside case becomes much stronger. Third on our list is Bitensor. This one is for anyone watching the AI space closely, because Bitensor sits right at that crossover between artificial intelligence and crypto. The way it works is genuinely different from anything else out there. Instead of miners or validators earning tokens, Bitensor rewards AI models. The network runs 128 separate AI markets, each one focused on a specific task like text generation, image recognition, or data processing. Models inside these markets compete, and the ones producing the best outputs earn Tau. In December of 2025, the network completed its first halving, cutting daily new Tau emissions in half. With supply tightening and the narrative only getting bigger, Tau has climbed 47% in 2026 so far and sits at a $3.5 billion market cap. A spot ETF is in the works, and Nvidia's CEO acknowledging decentralized AI this year put a very bright spotlight directly on what Bitensor is building. Fourth is Chainlink. Chainlink is probably the most boring project to explain on this list. But hear me out because the story behind it right now is actually really interesting. Blockchains are closed systems. They cannot pull information from the outside world on their own. They do not know what a stock price is, what an interest rate is, or whether a real-world transaction happened. Chainlink solves that by acting as the data layer between the real world and the blockchain, feeding verified information into smart contracts so they can actually respond to reality. Now here is why this matters so much in 2026. Real-world asset tokenization. Taking stocks, bonds, property, commodities, and putting them on blockchain is one of the biggest institutional trends happening right now. The whole industry depends on accurate real-world data. Amundi, Europe's largest asset manager with over $2 trillion in AUM, just launched a tokenized fund powered by Chainlink. The quiet infrastructure projects are usually the ones nobody talks about, until suddenly, everyone does. Last one is Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is a decentralized trading platform that runs on its own custom blockchain built entirely for one thing: fast and transparent trading. The full order book lives on chain. Every single trade is publicly verifiable, and transactions settle in under a second with no gas fees. You get the speed of a major centralized exchange without handing your funds over to anyone. And the numbers are hard to argue with. $320 billion in trading volume in a single month. 92% of all platform fees go toward buying hype back from the open market constantly. Bitwise launched a spot hype ETF in the US. Hype is in the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap, and the whole thing is built by 11 people with no outside investment. They gave the majority of tokens to the people who use the platform from day one. That is a rare thing in the space. So, those are my top 5 picks for Q2 of 2026. Remember, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research, and never put in more than you are comfortable losing. If you found this useful, drop a like. It helps the channel more than you think. Subscribe for a new breakdown every week, and let me know in the comments which one of these you are most bullish on. I read every single one. And with that, see you in the next video.